remember many years ago, there was a YouTube series known as The Arrivals. This series was taking excerpts from movies and musical videos and placing them in a choreography, meaning a organized fashion with a narrative on the end of times. And they would utilize graphics. And then people became fixated upon this series. And what the series did, it led them through a theme of Akhir al-Zaman. Some things were true, many were false. But it led them to the end, which was that the battle between the line of Fir'aun shall continue and the Ahlul Bayt in the form of Al-Imam al-Mahdi radiyallahu anhu. And the actual makers of the series were Shia. Now they were inspired by a man named Abdullah al-Hashim, who was from America. And this Abdullah al-Hashim, he made a series also that the name of the series was that Dajjal will be a reptilian shapeshifter. And this series was big on YouTube, but it got taken down by YouTube because of copyright infringements. Copyright infringement, but they claimed that it was taken down due to conspiratorial reasons, that supposedly these documentaries open the mind of people that there may be a mass revolution. This is how they pitch themselves to the public. Now the danger of Abdullah al-Hashim was that he gradually developed a following. He had a following, online following, and then he brought them into Shiaism. But then from Shiaism, meaning becoming Rawafid, he led them into a particular cult, the cult of a man known as Ahmad al-Hasan. Ahmad al-Hasan is a Shi'i Rafidi from Basra in Iraq, who claims to be one of the many sons of Al-Imam al-Mahdi, and then they have their own unique beliefs. So they are not even 12 Shia, because that is the natural growth of Shiaism. It goes from weird beliefs to even more weirder beliefs. That what happened is that they believe Ahmad al-Hasan is the Mahdi and they have a following. So Abdullah al-Hashim brainwashed these young men. And then I give the whole historical account regarding Abdullah al-Hashim, how he gradually brainwashed young men into following his cult by claiming that the end of times are nigh and Ashratu Sa'a are occurring, and therefore we need to join the cult of Ahmad al-Hasan. Then we analyze some of the history of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. Now, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani and the history of Mirza Ghulam is given in the book. But just to say that many young people who converse with the Qadiani cult, they will realize that the Qadiani cult, whenever they converse, they attempt to bring up the issue of the return of Isa alayhi salam first. So many times they will attempt to prove to a person that Mirza Ghulam is Isa alayhi salam, or the Messiah, is the Messiah and the Mahdi. And in order to exemplify this, what do they say? They say Isa alayhi salam died. He died. They need to prove that he died. But in reality, you can bypass this discussion with them. Why is it important for them to prove that Isa alayhi salam died? Say, for argument's sake, even if we agreed that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam died and was raised up, which is, the main thing is that he was raised up. They believe he is buried in Kashmir. But the main belief is bar rafa'ahu Allahu ilayh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised him, whether he died or not. But for argument's sake, if we agree with you, how does that prove in any way or form that Mirza of Punjab was a prophet? It does not prove that in any way or form. You should go, in a discussion with them, you should go straight to that point. Say, how does it prove that this man from Punjab is a prophet. How can a man from Punjab even be a prophet? How can anyone be a prophet after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because the Quran is decisive in terms of Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the finality of prophets. So this of course is what a divergence on their part whenever they bring up the return of Isa alayhi salam. So some of the history of the Qadiani cult is mentioned in here, which is essential for people to read.